am here with this week's midweek word of encouragement, and I'm just at the park here on my lunch hour. I like to come here and just look at the ducks and the birds and the people and the dogs walking by and stuff. And I was just really thinking about two of the biggest challenges I find most people have, whether it's believers or non-believers. They ask that question, their biggest challenge is identity and purpose. Why am I here? Lord, why did you create me? How do you see me, and who am I? And what made me think about that was a young man came into the office this morning, really sweet kid. He came in to talk about some financial aid issues he's having. And after he left, I felt very compelled to look up the meaning of his name. And for anyone that knows me, they know that I love the meaning of names. I love the meaning of names because it gives us such insight to how God sees us and who he created us to be. I think of scriptures like in Jeremiah when he says, before I formed you, before I knit you together in your mother's womb, I knew you. In Ephesians when he says, you were created in Christ Jesus to do the good works I prepared in advance for you to do. We all have an identity. We all have a plan and a purpose. We all have destiny. But so many of us just are floundering in life. And this one young man came into the office, and like I said, I just felt compelled to look up the meaning of his name. And the meaning of his name, it means prince. His name meant brave. And it was just such a contradiction to what you see in the natural, because this boy is just very sweet and soft-spoken, insecure. You can tell he's been through some rough stuff in his life. You can definitely tell. You can tell he's the type that is easily manipulated. You can tell that he's probably been walked over and trampled on, and it goes so against the grain of what his name means. And so as soon as I saw his name and what it meant, I could just hear the Lord saying that this boy, he is a prince. He is a son to the king. He's royalty. And he's brave and bold and courageous. That's the way I see him. That's the way I created him to be. And it's just such a shame that we do not see in ourselves what God sees in us. I know the meaning of my name is pure. My middle name means light. And I haven't always lived that way. I certainly wasn't pure for the majority of my life. And I certainly wasn't a light to anybody. But once you come into that revelation of who you are and who God created you to be, that sanctification process, you can unbecome anything that you have become that is not of God. So I just thought that was just really encouraging today, and I want to speak to that young man and let him know what his name means and how God sees him, because I think that will be a real encouragement to him. And so I hope this is an encouragement to you, just that you know that you do have an identity. You have a kingdom identity, and you do have a plan and a purpose in your life. You have a destiny, and God has foreordained everything. He has established everything, and it's just up to us to seek God and help him just co-labor with Christ and walk in that process. So I bless you, and I will see you guys on Sunday.